Ooh, that's nice. What's up, world?
What's happening?
This is Max Chewning. I'm Chase Chewning. He's Chewning the younger. You know me as Chewning the elder. So I thought I would do a video on kind of different training styles.
Keep going.
Since Max and I both are all about that fit life, we both have very different training styles. We go about it in a very different manner, but we both love it the same, right. I guess. So I reached out on my Instagram, put up a picture, wanted to see what you guys had questions about in regards to how I train, how Max trains, why we train, and see if maybe you have any exercise training specific questions that we can maybe shed some light on, okay? All right, so I'm just gonna take like 30 seconds and kind of explain my backstory about why I work out, why I train, why I really think balancing that kind of exercise into my lifestyle is important. For me, it's all about, like I said, lifestyle. I do it for kind of the long haul. I really just think that maintaining some form of exercise, some form of energy out is important and vital to your health. It's important to kind of just keep that accountability to yourself. It's important for internal health, external health, all your bones, your muscles, and it's just kind of deterred me, really shown me the direction in my life that I want to take, which is why I do what I do now professionally. So as many of you know, some of you may not, I'm a certified health coach. I've been a personal trainer, group exercise instructor for a few years, done the corporate wellness thing for a while, but now I kind of just do professionally what I do personally, and that's just help people set and reach goals in the gym and in life. So what about you, Slavy?
I work out, I mean, makes you feel good. I feel like, you feel good, look good. It's helped kind of mold my life into a structure. So ever since I started working out, it's really geared my life in a way where I have accountability for my own personal goals, and it's fun. I've met a lot of people. Obviously, the YouTube thing has definitely changed my life and has brought even more of a focus towards fitness. So because I'm in the fitness YouTube, it almost makes me like even more interested in fitness, because then it's, whatever strength goal or, not really physique goal ever, but strength goals mainly will, dictate, where I kind of take the next chapter in my YouTube life, and it directly relates to fitness. So it's just like a full circle of awesomeness. It's
like a circle.
Yeah. And it's something that I think that I'll maintain for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think overall we both just think it's an important thing to do in life, and we both just approach it in different ways.
Yeah.
So
I think everyone, if you're physically capable, I think every individual on some sort of level should do some sort of exercise. I think there's no reason, unless you have some sort of reason that's preventing you health-wise, right, that everyone should exercise on some degree. And some are obviously a lot different, and but a little bit, a lot. I think everyone should do something. Everyone, get out there and do it. So I'm gonna go through kind of rapid fire. Some of these are not anywhere near close to exercise or fitness related, so I'm gonna try to keep it on topic, all right? So first one, which one's stronger? Emotionally or physically?
Yeah, physically him. I'm strong like bull, but only with the heart. All right, next question. Dun, 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 dun. How do I best prevent / stop atrophy from occurring in a non-weight bearing leg? This guy says about 8 weeks into recovery and can see a size difference already. So my professional opinion says if you're 8 weeks into recovery, so I don't know if you're coming from an injury or an illness, but 8 weeks of doing nothing or drastically reducing the volume and intensity and frequency of whatever you were doing before, you're gonna see some atrophy. Even if you keep up your protein levels the same to feed that muscle mass, if you're not using it, your body is just gonna pull the resources out of that area because you're no longer requiring any extra energy from it.
Right, yeah, I mean,
that's science.
Yeah, and I can't even speak right now. I think, I don't know where, this is not exact scientific explanation, but I read somewhere a long time ago that basically 2 weeks with no exercise is when you start like regressing. Like that's when your body starts, eating up your muscle, because your body doesn't necessarily need all that muscle. It's going to use that for its energy. That's its number one source. So
that's enough time to affect your metabolic rate a little bit.
So 2 weeks is when you're starting to see actual, negative effects. And that's the thing about working out and fitness is you have to constantly, you have to do this forever.
It's a commitment.
Yeah, if you want to maintain or increase your progress. If you're like, hey, in the next 6 months I'm not going to do anything, you will lose progress. And then you might have to start, it's going to take even longer. So
yeah, that may be a decision. So if you don't stick with it, you may, have actual atrophy or lose strength and size.
I think it's true that if you don't use it, you lose it.
Is that a real question? But this question specifically sounds like you're recovering from an injury or an illness. And I can personally say that is going to happen. I've had both of my hips completely reconstructed, and that was honestly kind of the catalyst to launch me into learning more about the human body, exercise science, nutrition, and then in turn got me doing what I'm doing right now. So yes, you will lose some size, you will lose some strength, but the important thing is to remember that your body is an amazing thing. You will recover, and just get back on the horse when you can.
Yeah, I wouldn't really over stress it. I mean, it's kind of like when you get really far in a game, you turn the game off and you're like, holy crap, I forgot to save it. You're pissed, you gotta start a little further back, but you're like, I really like this game, I'm gonna keep on playing, I'm just gonna redo that whole thing over again.
Nerd! What is your personal recommended way of recovering from soreness? Foam rolling, stretching, whatever. I'm a big fan of foam rolling. I 100% believe that mobility saves lives. I am not as flexible as I would like to be, but I regularly incorporate foam rolling and lacrosse ball work in my workouts and active recovery days. What do you do? I've never once seen this kid stretch.
I do dynamic stretching. I think a lot of people, some people just say it's just warming up with lower weight, but that is actually stretching. So you doing squats with the bar, you doing bodyweight squats before you do squats is a form of stretching, and I think one of the best ways to stretch to warm up. I think everyone should probably incorporate mobility into their life, but in the same aspect, I am no expert by any means, but every single individual does not need the same amount of mobility, nor will they need the same amount of mobility. Just because one person does it a lot and they're like thinking they're on a high horse, like, oh, you're not doing it. You don't know. It's just everyone needs different. Some people need a little bit more than others. I personally don't do a ton of like foam rolling, lacrosse balls, those kind of things, but it's not to say that it wouldn't benefit me more if I did.
Yeah, and this question was specifically about muscle soreness, so I'm assuming like recovery-wise. I always tell a lot of my clients and patients and friends, hey, just listen to your body. If you're sore, know the difference between muscle soreness and pain. And really the best thing for muscle soreness is to just slowly work your way back into that same motion. So if your legs are sore from squats, the best thing you can do is 24, 40 hours later, do some bodyweight squats, do some light barbell squats, and just let that blood flow get back in there.
Yeah, my professional opinion, how to deal with muscle soreness is to just suck it up, and it's just like part of the game. I mean, I think there's a difference between like, I'm keeping it there for later. I'll spit out a little bit. I had a brownie bar. Is it the whole time there?
No, it's off to the side. Only I can see it. Only I get the special view.
I think a lot of people who have muscle soreness think that like it will prevent them from continuing on with their next workout, but the longer you work out, the more you realize that the great thing about fitness, guys, is like you want to be so big and jacked and alpha, but you're just sore all the time.
Yeah.
Like if you ever get in a fight at the bar on a Friday night, you'd be like, hey, I can't ever actually fight because I'm sore 24/7. Give me a week to rest, and then we'll do the scuffle. So.
And I think that answers another question that I saw is, do we even ever get sore anymore? Yes. It's not probably as frequently or as intense as before, but
yeah, I mean, I just squat like twice a week, so I squat on Mondays and Wednesdays. But like when I go into Wednesdays, my leg muscles, the little ones I have, are sore as I warm up. But like honestly, it's kind of like a mental thing because it's sore when you first get in there. Like you're doing your warm ups, like, oh my god, I'm so sore. I don't know if I can do this. But like as you get used to the weight, it just kind of
mostly mental.
Right. Yeah,
mostly mental.
There's a difference between muscle soreness and like you just being a little biatch.
What is your goal? My goal is to just maintain an active, healthy lifestyle for as long as possible and just keep myself in injury prevention mode. Because I'm in it for the long haul. I enjoy life. I just want to be here as long as possible. Yeah. And to look good naked.
My overall fitness goal is just to continue to be happy. I've changed up my workout training routine a lot over the past couple years. Although I guess most people would think that like my number one goal is to be the strongest person ever. That's not it. I'm trying to be the strongest person I can be.
At least the strongest person in the Chewning family.
Right. And although like my numbers are high in relativeness, whatever, to a lot of people who maybe watch my channel, they think like, oh my god, my deadlift's so much. I honestly, like, the progression I've had is so small. It's just like some people are going to be stronger than others, but that doesn't mean that I haven't. It's taken a long time to get to where I'm at, and it's going to be taking me even longer to make more progress on top of it. So be happy with wherever you personally are. A lot of people will ask me, hey Max, I'm 17 years old, I'm 150 pounds, I squatted 315, is that good? Like, is that good? And my answer is always, there's no...
So relative.
Yeah, there's no specific number that you're like, you're officially a lifter.
Congratulations, you achieved fitness.
If you can squat, bench, and deadlift the bar, then you're strong enough, my friends. And then everything after that is just gains on gains.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you two ever train together? Yeah, not as much as we used to, just because his job and my job, when we first moved up here to the DC area, my job, the commute was just killing me. I couldn't get there at a decent time. I had to pay for parking. So now when we do train together, it's usually sometimes just on the weekends. It's just closer to his work, and I have a gym that I go to is closer to my work. So
yeah, it's different schedules, and a lot of times because people don't train the same way I do, my training style and my rest times, and the fact that like sometimes I film, like my workouts can take like usually like
forever.
like 2 hours on average, and like my friends get like bored and stuff. So it's like I don't know. Usually the weekends when I work out with someone generally, but we just have different schedules.
Number one deadlift tip. I'll let you answer this. Other than do it more often.
That's always my answer. Is be patient and get on a program. Find some sort of strength program, whatever that may be. Do some research. Don't just try to get spoon-fed, the best, because there is no best for every single person. Get on a program, try it out, and just
work in some variances maybe too. Max kind of gave me a sneak peek at some block pulls and stuff. I've never really done anything other than just strict floor pulls for deadlifts, which may be why I don't progress as much maybe as he has, or as I would like to. But things like block pulls, deficit pulls.
There's
variances.
There's a lot of different things, and if you're on a more like intermediate to advanced, then you can definitely start adding some of those things in. If you're from beginner to intermediate, I would just say research, go Google literally deadlift strength program, find 5 of them, then narrow them down to which one looks the most fun, right? And then just go for it and stick with it for a minimum of like 3 to 6 months. And then if you make progress, that's fantastic. Keep doing it or restart it. And then if you're not making progress, go on to the next program. You have a long time to lift, guys. Don't try to, you're not going to get to 600-pound deadlift from a 315 deadlift in a year. So be in it for the long haul.
Chase, would you consider your training style more bodybuilding / hypertrophy focused? No, I used to. I probably, when I got out of the Army, it was back in gym bro life. I was training, it's chest day, it's arm day, it's leg day. But now I just really am training. What are you doing?
Adjusting the camera light, don't worry about it.
Now I just usually just train for strength. I hit all my heavy compound lifts and then do accessory stuff afterwards. Favorite, most delicious pre-workout snack?
I just try to have something like an hour and a half before, but there's not like a go-to for me. It's just like if I'm hungry, I have something. It could be like a banana, it could be a protein bar. I try to stay away. Back in the day, I used to eat cereal and stuff like an hour and a half before. I had to go squat. That did not end up well for me. So I stay away from milk, which I guess most people wouldn't drink milk or have cereal before they go work out. But
milk was a bad choice apparently.
Yeah. So usually just some sort of carbohydrate is within an hour. I don't try to eat anything but right at an hour, especially when I'm squatting or deadlifting where I'm gonna have my belt on, because then it's just gonna fill my stomach up a little bit more, make it a little tighter.
It all depends on your training style. You're training for endurance. Do you need more simple carbs? Do you need something in your system an hour ahead of time so you don't get nauseous? It's again, like with a lot of things we talk about, it's very relative. So just try something that works for you, and if it doesn't, try something else. But for us, I think pre-workout devoted snack, ain't got none, son. This one's kind of long, so let me pick some stuff out of it. Do you find writing down your goals and ideas every day useful towards your success? Probably more so for him, with the programming, because I don't really follow a strict program. He does, for the most part, so he is kind of given this program, so I guess you don't have to write it down.
Yeah, no, I've always enjoyed knowing the numbers I'm going to go for my main movement before I go into the gym. I mean, I've been kind of training in that style. Of having an idea of what numbers I'm going to hit, not just going in and I train conjugate, that's how heavy you can go, but it's a little more structured than that. But gone are the days of just going in the gym and just for deadlift and squats being I'm just going to see how heavy I can go. There are some days like that, especially when I do collaborations and stuff. That's when that happens. But if you want to see the most amount of progress, structure and programming is going to be your friend. Are there people out there that have absolutely no structure, no programming, no specific goal, and are strong as hell and can outlift people who have been powerlifting for 5 to 10 years? Absolutely. But don't worry about everyone else. But I feel that you will see the most amount of progress if you have some sort of structure to your lifts.
Absolutely. When you suffer from a lower back injury, should you deadlift to build up your lower back, or should you stay away from it? Honestly, depending on the nature of the injury, always consult with your physician first. Maybe an orthopedic surgeon, orthopedic doctor, rehab specialist. So learn the true nature of your injury and then get advice from that. And then, like I said before, just listen to your body. Know the difference between pain, know the difference between muscle soreness. If you can go into an exercise and it doesn't cause pain or increase your current level of pain, you're usually fine in doing that. But anything that causes new pain or worse pain, don't do it, son. Okay, actually, how can I maintain being a college student, drinking on weekends, 2-ish times a week maybe, and living a healthy lifestyle? You just gotta figure out what's important to you. I am a big proponent in balance, and so that's why, a big reason why I work out as much as I do really is because I love a good craft beer and pizza. I enjoy living life, and I'm kind of at the point now to where my body knows what I can do. Energy in, energy out, there we go. So just find what works best for your body, and you just have to prioritize. You know, what's more important to you right now? Is going to the gym, getting in shape, getting your health in line, or being the socialite? And so you can have both. You just have to find what works best for you.
I graduated from college. It took me 5 years, but I didn't even start lifting until my sophomore year in college, and I definitely still consistently drank. I'd say 2, maybe even 3 times a week, while like getting up to a 500+ pound deadlift. Like Thursday and Friday nights, I'd go out, and sometimes it'd affect my workout. But you know, would I be at a higher strength level right now if I didn't do any of that? Yes, maybe. Who knows? You know.
And a lot of times it's not always about the drinking. It's, you know, usually if you're consuming alcohol, it usually means you are more likely to make poor food choices. You're going to be out later.
Sometimes life decisions.
Yeah, lots of bad life decisions. Let me tell you about that. That's another video. So less sleep, you know, a lot of things go into that. So it's, again, just find out what you want to do, what you need to do, and find that middle ground, all right?
Yeah, it's all about being happy. If you're happy with your progress and you're happy with the, you know, how much fun partying you're having, then keep at it. If you are unhappy, with your gym progress and you're drinking a lot, find out which one's more important. Maybe you tone back a little bit. Just whatever makes you happy, and just be safe.
Absolutely. So one of the last questions here this guy asked is, what exactly do you mean by your training emphasis is on lifestyle and health behavior? I feel like I've kind of hinted at that throughout the video. Like I said, for me, it was really just kind of a calling. I had a significant injury and had to relearn my own body, and I wanted to continue to maintain an active lifestyle and not be limited as possible. So I'm just all about balance of maintaining physical strength, maintaining health internally, and then just, enjoying life. But then I just honestly think that being active, physical activity, exercise, whether it's in the gym, riding your bike, taking a walk, it's just get out there and do something. A body at rest, it just equals a lot of problems down the road. And so just, get out there and do something.
Yeah.
Maybe you can answer this. Do you have any advice for when you fail to hit your percentages in a program? Example, 3 sets at 75% of your 1 rep max. So it's kind of along the lines of programming.
There's probably a reason why you're not hitting it. If you're on a structured program and you started it correctly with the correct percentages, if you didn't just guesstimate your 1 rep max to base your numbers off of, there technically should be no reason why you're not hitting your numbers. And if there is, you need to kind of analyze your programming, analyze your structure, find out what external factors could be affecting that. But if you are in the final week of your program, you're in the peak week, you're in the heaviest, and it could be a mental thing, or it just you maybe need to reset. A lot of times with programs, if you get to a point where you have you kind of peaked, then you could restart the program, maybe change up the percentages a little bit, work with a coach, someone who knows a lot more than you do. But that's why there's beginner, intermediate, and advanced programs out there. But yeah, so adjust, assess, and just get on back on the horse.
One thing that I have been finding works well for a lot of my clients is that they're overlooking recovery, they're overlooking sleep, and they're overlooking hydration. So honestly, sometimes you may just be training too hard, too much. You may not be getting enough recovery time. So honestly, take a couple days off, take a week off. I've hit some of my best lifts by going days without really lifting heavy or lifting at all. Sometimes your body just needs the downtime, because that's exactly when you heal, when you recover, and we can jump back into it. Bigger, stronger, louder, faster, better, sexier, all that swag. So hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A. Thanks a lot to Baby Bro for sticking around for this, and any other further questions, comments, please leave them down below. This is like a pretty cool thing. Maybe we can make like a pretty cool thing another time. Is that the thumbnail?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Deuces.
Later. Okay, bye!